Take
Big one. Hi, good afternoon, Sibu.
good afternoon.
Yes, I wish to welcome the reporter from the Star, Mr. Andy Chua, and then
Yeah, welcome.
日报的那个记者徐磊。
Yeah, 主持好。
别的吗？我好像看到 Philip 在这边。为什么下午why this afternoon we will be doing this? Because I think because we are a few days into this CMCO with special restriction in the 7th zone. So what happened is that there are many things going on, and then people are not used to these new restrictions, which is actually, in actual fact, which is stricter actually than the previous MCO. So a lot of the people are not used to it, and then there are a lot of public feedbacks, both negative and positive. But I think I just want to tell everybody that the main reason for this is simple. SDDMC in Sibu, which is the chairman, is our Don resident. The acting Don resident now is Mr. Wong Hee Siang. Stated very clearly, this thing started, this COVID outbreak in Sibu started earlier on in Pasai Siong. So we had a lockdown. And then later on, after this lockdown happened in Pasai Siong, this thing spread to Sibu Jaya. And we also have another EMCO. And as you know, the numbers were under control. Then later on, it moved to Sentosa, phase 2. It was also for 2 weeks. So now this thing has spread towards the whole Sibu town right now. As you can see, the list yesterday, we had 96 cases, positive cases, and it is just everywhere in Sibu. So right now, the situation is like this. They are asking why we are doing 7 zone and then not to the rest of Sibu. Right now, as you can see from all the lists that we had, this 7 zone has the highest. It has something like 50% of all infections. And this zoning was done by KKM, meaning 我们15的卫生局. Okay, so right now what happened is this area is a very arbitrary zone, but it is the most important areas right now we need to control. So given that the Don resident, when we had the meeting on Friday, informed me that they are going to do the same thing. We want to reduce the activities in this 7 zone. We want to reduce this activity in this 7 zone so that we do not want the COVID to continue to spread. Because it's like this. If we have COVID running wild in Sibu, there won't be much business to do anyway. And this is the problem. Yes, I know many of the residents are not happy, particularly the business. Those people who are not required, that cannot open under essential services. So this time around, there is some difference. Okay, just want to inform the Sibu public. What is the difference? Previously, during Chinese New Year, just before Chinese New Year, we had all these under MCO, we require everybody to go to the police station to apply for the permit. This time, there is none. All the essential service, you are allowed to open. You know what the essential service are. You know your business. What is essential service already? Because this thing is not just for what you call that. It's just not for 1 month or 2 months. It has been, since March the 18th, 2020. Now it's already 14 months. So right now is this. You should know your essential service. This is the first thing. Second thing is this. Given that the public, the government would like to control the movement, and that's why they would like all the essential services, the ones that you can open. Please go to the police station to apply for your staff to come to work. It is only to go to the police station to apply for the permit for your staff. That is all. And this is the first. And that is why today, this is why today I am meeting the reporters, because these few days when I meet the reporters, or I'm getting a lot of phone calls from the reporters asking actually what is this, what is that. I am sure you all are very confused. Okay, so with that, I'm this morning, this afternoon, I do not know why we have invited a lot of reporters, but happen to be that we only have 2 here. So we will try. I hope that Philip is there, but I cannot see you, Philip. Is that Philip on the post? You must be someplace. Anyway, I will start with Andy. Since this Andy, what is do you have any questions from the public that you would like to pose? And I try my best to answer as much as possible. Okay, Andy?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you very
well. From the feedback that I get from the public, I have one friend opening a store in Jalan Keranji. It's a fast food. They're doing fast food.
Rose?
On the first day.
Yes, go.
Yeah. Where they were confused.
Okay.
On the 17th, on 16th.
Zone 7. Put up Zone 7. You see, I would like to share everything of this Zone 7. I think your friend is in Kranji. Now, I want to explain this matter. Actually, when SDDMC in Sibu did the zone, I can tell you that a lot of friends know that this Jalan Kranji and Tunku Osman is not part of Zone 7, which I totally agree. Even this waterfront is not also waterfront as in Jalan Lau King Hao was not put in. Okay, that is the earliest. But then the SDDMC, when SDDMC review the matter, it is like this. Across the street from Jalan Kamunyabo, means Raming Way, this place can open. So what happened is SDDMC said this place is part of Pusat Bandar. It's under Pusat Bandar, even though the zone is different. That is why only over the weekend, Pusat Bandar, which includes Kranji, all the way to SMC Library, all the way through SMC Library, and that is why all these places cannot open. But earlier, the only place that was left out of the original Zone 7 was the whole Jalan Tunku Osman. So we felt that, the SDDMC felt that if we continue to allow this place to open, they will be very crowded. People will be going there, and it's just across the street. So that's why, in order to reduce the number of people coming to town, this Jalan Tunku Osman, Jalan Kranji, even though it's not under Zone 7, it was reviewed and said that we should be put in. All right? This is the issue right now. So if I got a lot of feedback, and then people were very unhappy, that they found out that earlier on that this area is not in, but then later on it was put in, and then a lot of people say, why? Why is because I just tell you, it's classified under Pusat Bandar, and that is why. Okay, Andy. Now,
The other thing, I was told that Pulau Liwa is also not included, but
no,
it come because there are a few cases there.
actually, Pulau Lihua is not under that zone, so it was not included. Now, this decision is not made by SDDMC. This decision is made by KKM. Whether it's included or not is because it's the number of cases in the areas. The decision is made by KKM to exclude Pulau Lihua. To exclude Pulau Lihua. I totally agree with you, because I thought Pulau Lihua, even the coffee shop owner also call me, and then I say, why we should be able to do this, you see. But then the police went there and tell them you have to close, you cannot put the tables there, So that is why you cannot share the files. Why?
Zone 7.
Yeah, can you share the Zone 7?
Yes, hold on.
Are we? Can you? What is it? Okay, can you? What to? Can you enlarge this? Enlarge this. Enlarge this. Enlarge the photo. You can see, Andy. This area, this Kranji, right? You know, I'm on Kranji right now. Can you see the pointer I'm doing? Jalan Tunku Osman here. So earlier that was not included, but then after talking to Dr. Teh, this thing was included, and that is why Kranji was included in this. Okay, so all those people in this Kranji and affected this zone, please, we need to work together. Sibu, we need to work together. I am appealing to everybody in Sibu listening this. The government can only put forward restriction, but we cannot reduce this COVID, okay, by the government. The government can only put forward regulations. If the people do not continue, not observe the SOP, this COVID will continue to spread, will continue to be active in Sibu, and that it will make Sibu the economic situation even worse than it is now. This is number one. And number two is that it is for 2 weeks. Actually, today is already 20th, it's only 7 more days. I wish to say is this: if the next 7 days, in a few days, we'll be reviewing the situation. If the situation do not improve, okay, the situation do not improve, I can tell you, we run the risk of extension. So I hope all those people who are listening to this, tell your friends, go out, tell your friends, Do we want this thing to continue? Of course, who wants it? I also don't want it. We also want to go back to working normally, helping the develop the town instead of doing this all the time. Now, there's a question now from Angelina thing. I just want to say, Angelina, yeah, it's not Brook Drive the whole road. Brook Drive is only if you are going out of town, it's only the right side till Merdeka. Till Merdeka. Okay? Till Merdeka. Okay, that is Brook Drive. Till Merdeka only. Okay, and then it comes down Merdeka Road and then goes along. Okay, Jalan Brother Abinas means the Jalan Oya. Okay, this is the situation. I just wish to answer this question. Andy, do you have any more concerns?
Yes, one more.
Go ahead.
Now you have this 7 zone considered as under lockdown. People are saying that why not you lock down the whole town instead of just that 7 zone? Because people from certain zone can still go to the other zone and
Yes.
in the reverse.
I think you're totally right because I this afternoon at 2:30, okay, I am joining the SDGMC meeting again now. I will express these views to the committee this afternoon, 2:30. After this meeting, we're having another meeting. So I will express your views because yes, there are many people. There are so many people who say it's not fair. Why the waterfront area is closed, but the Kampong Hile area is not closed? I'm saying it's not just Kampong Hile. Don't say Kampong Hile. Rejang Park is also not closed. Civic Center is not closed. Why do you need to point to Kampong Hile? Do you understand? Right? So yes, I do take the view, and I think this sort of thing is all depends on the number of positives which KKM is looking into. It's all for our protection. It's not a matter of fair or not fair. After all, we are trying to reduce this COVID positive. You see, I am sure if one of the zone has an improved situation, very soon it will be released. You see, and that is why. So I appealing to everyone. Yes, your business, if you cannot open, think about it. If you have this COVID continuing, do you still have a business? Many people have asked me, we are in a very difficult economic situation. I have to pay rent, I have to do this. I told them, I'm in the same situation. I own 2 hotels in Sibu. 1 year plus already, we cannot do any business. Do you understand? You see? But we still have to follow. What is the reason? Because flattening, controlling this COVID in Sibu is far more important. If we just let it run wild like this, there will be no business anyway. Okay. Andy?
Yeah.
I'm sure. Don't worry. Do you have any other comments or not?
Up to now, no. Yeah.
OK，鲁芳啊，你有什么要问的吗？
主席中午好，可以用中文发问啊。
我还是要强调说你就是你在暗我在明这个有一点不公平哦。
我 monitor 没有 webcam 的
monitor 没有 webcam 啦，好你讲啦
主席想问你主席想问你一下，从那个4月16号开始，这个收紧标准作业程序过后，然后 SMC 到今天总共发出多少个罚单给这些违规者？
我跟你讲是好多哦。其实我真的我有听到在我脑海里好像5、6昨天还有2张 所以一直在发啦，所以差不多13这样啦。
差不多13了，过去的五天了，到今天了。
是啊。
所以主要那个
你讲。
所以主要违规的罚单是给商家吗？还是说是那些？
都是商家。昨天是眼镜店啦，我跟你这样讲，我也不要再讲哪里啦。他们回应是他们的这样的理由是说，为什么上一次 MCO 可以开，这一次不能？他们知道眼镜店不能开。警察，我是跟市民，就是尤其是做公司的啦，就是你们开就是有门市的啦，这些店，我只是跟你们讲，你们就是那个生意给你那么重要，应该你们要多关注这些新闻，就是说政府对这些现在严格管理之下他们有什么新的，就是什么新的法令对不对？你们要多注意一点，因为我们也有花店花店的老板娘老板打电话给我们说他不知道他不知道是什么意思因为就是等于说你们对这些政府要所做的就是一起我们在事务核心一起要把这个新冠病毒压低你们根本就是一点兴趣都没有。我认为这样的态度是不对，应该是不对。为什么呢？你们继续开了，但是也有人讲，为什么我守规矩我关掉，但是别人继续开，你们都没有去，你们就没有去关他们。我们还在，因为事务有就是这一区有那么多店，我们还是继续的在那边就是去就是好像跟你讲就是去开罚单就是这样好吗？就是这个了所以应该这次警察也发很多，我也不知道警察有发几张听说都是1万
所以这10张是市议会发出去的对？
是是哪一位我看不到你。
思华莫妮卡。
莫妮卡，谢谢你昨天你讲的那个路实在是错我们已经把它改了。
已经改了
改了。鲁康，你还有什么要问的吗？
对，主席，在你的 statement 有提到说这个中1 to 中7那个sports activity are not allowed。所谓的 sports activity 是指 jogging、cycling 还是什么那个
event？Sports event 我跟你这样讲，我只要讲一句话了就是这样 ，parks are open 就是公园有开了，对不对？公园有开了，但是比如说打羽毛球这些打 football 足球这样打篮球是不能对不对？你 sports 因为 sports 很多对不对？是公园有开了，就是这样所以你看我们继续还有人走路对不对？对，就是这样现在没有就是这一方面我们没有限制了就是这样好吗？你还有什么吗？你还在按我也不知道你没有了。
暂时没有。
关于昨天的这些打疫苗的，你有什么要问的吗？by the way 我母亲没有事一点副反应都没有比我更好我累了2-3天我早上我母亲起来差不多7点跟我讲他们一点事都没有，我看是我的就是健康不会比他好虽然
主席那个这7个 这个7个区里面，所谓的必需品行业其实是有明确的列出来说是什么店可以开吗？因为有很多人觉得有一点模糊，他们。
但是啊，这个必须就是 essential service 啊，这个 list 啊是没有改变，1年多都没有改变的，应该3到了。
就是还是保持着之前的那个 list 啦。
我只是这样跟你讲，因为一点都没有改变。所以昨天啊，有一个就是 supply building material 打电话给我，他说我必须开，因为我有很多 project 我要 deliver 这些那个。我跟他讲，你这些话不要跟我讲，你跟警察讲，因为你要去申请。因为所有的 permit 不是 SMC 吧，是警察局，你要跟警察讲。所以就是这一点 ，Monica， 我是这些商家，早上也有一个开五金店的，你知道吗？警察局已经给他 permit 了，就是说五金店可以打开了。后来他讲他的朋友跟他，你最好去找 SMC 啊，你先问议会一下可以开吗？我说你们开五金店。从来没有向 SMC 请什么执照，为什么需要来找议会呢？你知道吗？因为所有的 permit 现在可以开，不能开是由警察局去批准Monica 不是议会没有。我刚才已经提了，就是说。我们的 Chairman of 事务的 SDMC 就是我们的现在的省长我们 Mr. Wong 都讲了，这一次 Essential Service， 你知道你是 Essential Service， 你不用去申请，你只是要去申请拿 permit 什么你知道吧？就是你的员工来上班，你要把这个员工的名全部列出来。你知道吗？主要的就是这样。这次 essential service 好像一个咖啡店，你们能够开，只是不可以堂食啦，你知道吗？不可以在咖啡店里堂食，你可以开，你不用去申请，但是你员工要来上班对不对？所以警察就是要你们去申请这个 permit for 你的员工而已。主要的就是这样好吗
？OK。
你还有什么要有什么疑问吗？
暂时没有。
暂时没有是Philip do you have anything you want to ask or say? Philip, are you there? One of the things Rose, can you put on you see, I also want to share with you what I observe. Okay, what I observe, and I'm going to bring this to the meeting this afternoon. You see, like everybody in Sibu, every day the SDMC issue the COVID trace, right? The COVID trace. Rosa, why you? Share the COVID trace. You see, okay, can you see the COVID trace? COVID trace, right? Zoom it, just Sibu only. Okay, never mind. If you can see, this is what they are. This is yesterday's COVID trace. You can see the pink section. That is for Sibu. Okay, What I'd like to share with the reporters is this. You see, there are about 30. You can see the majority are coffee shop and eateries. You know? So I'm going to bring my observation to the SDMC this afternoon to say that I think dining in should be stopped in Sibu completely. You know? This is what I like to say. You see, there are so many people. You see, on the 18th, if you can see, there are so many of these coffee shop and eatery dining in that people go there with their minds, etc., to go in. And there are so many positive people going there. So it means that these places, they go there. Now, what is the danger? It is not that because they go there, they already made the place dirty. Nothing to do with this. I am telling the public, it's like this. When you go there to the coffee shop, right? I keep saying this. This is very important. Our mask is our only protection and our clean hands. So if you go to this coffee shop, when you eat, do you have to take off your mask? Of course. So if you go to these sort of places, and there are so many of these positive people that go to this coffee shop, right? You could be very near these people. Will you get infected or not? The chances is very, very good. You see, this is the 17th. It's also the same thing. Why I said that dining in temporarily should be stopped is because, you see, when you eat, you have to take off your mask. And that is why I urge all the Sibu residents, okay, don't go to coffee shop to sit down. Just take and go. If you don't, because that is the place. You can see there are so many positive people going to the coffee shop. So today, I want to say and then emphasize on another matter is this. Your mask is your only protection from this COVID. Now, when you go out in the public, do not take off your mask. Don't take it out. If you don't take it down, chances are you are very safe from being infected. This is number one. Number two, don't do anything that you have to take off your mask. So that is why I can say, number one, dine in is the most, this is the one. So if you have to eat out, please eat alone. Don't eat with anyone because your mask is off. After, okay, put on your mask. Don't sit in the long time. Where is the disturbance? I cannot overemphasize on this. This is the safety. Now, I am no expert in this, but I can tell you through my talk with the doctors, through the talk with the ministers, you know what they say. This Wuhan doctor is the one who tell people the same thing. He said, you know how I prevent my, you know how I faced this COVID when Wuhan was in very bad shape. He said, I never eat out. And when I wear my mask outside, I never take it off. So this afternoon, this is a very good opportunity for me to address all the Sibu, the ones that are listening in. Please go and tell your friends. When you eat in coffee shop, try to eat alone. Don't eat with your friends. And then after you eat, put on your mask. Don't sit there and then when you start talking, because the likelihood based on the COVID trace is that there will be somebody positive coming. You look at the list. Please pay attention to this little detail. Because most of the people right now, number one is you work and then you are in your office. So I am sure all the bosses will say, if you have many colleagues in your office, is that don't take off your mask. At least your bosses will say that. Number two, when you are in a coffee shop, nobody is going to tell you. So I am telling you, this is a very crucial matter. If we want to keep COVID away from us, now, a lot of people are very worried, but they don't really do the things, do the proper SOP. Now, I talk about this mask. Second thing, you need to gather together. That is very bad. In other countries right now, they are only allowing 8%. 8%. Why? It's very simple. Crowding together is still a very big risk. It still promotes spreading of this virus. And that is why a lot of this, like gathering or weddings or funerals, is not encouraged. Okay? I'm sure a lot of parents are saying, what are you talking about? The school is open. Yes, the schools are open. And then you see what happened. Now, is it because the COVID is there? No. People are bringing to the school. And then when they're in school, it doesn't mean a person who has COVID, it will spread to the other person. It is because the SOP of the person who got COVID is not well done. Second thing, the students and the teachers who are together is spreading. The face mask is not kept on properly. Okay? Even students need to wear face shield to protect themselves. It should be done. And then the last thing, if we think that this COVID is going to be around for another 3 months, then okay you can close the school. My view is this COVID could be around for another 5 years. How are we going to face it? So I would like all of us to think. Don't think short term, because closing schools in the short term, like what our Chief Minister today announced, yes, it is a solution. But the thing is that if we think that this COVID is going to be with us for a long time, will we continue to open and close the school instead of emphasizing on SOP? Will we continue to say, hey, we got COVID, we better close? What happened to all our children's education in these 5 years? Why I use the 5 years? Recently, I saw this DPM of Singapore said, Singapore government thinks that 2027 will be the time that COVID may be over by then. I am so shocked. But I hope we should be thinking longer term. Because in last year, 2020, we were thinking, hey, COVID was only for 6 months, so whatever we do is okay. It's only for a short while. But we have been around this already, what, the 13th month already. Yesterday morning, I also read US for Pfizer, they are only testing now for 15 to 18. They think, CDC in USA thinks that between the age of 15 to 18, they may be able to start vaccinating them only October this year. And they also think, this is the only thing, that they may be able to vaccinate anybody, okay, of all ages, only starting February 2022. This is the US estimate. Now, I am saying is this, if we are going to endure another year, are we prepared for it or not? Are we prepared? Because we may have to think that COVID is going to be part of our society for longer than we expect. What are we going to do? And that is why my message to the Sibu residents everywhere is this. Study the SOP again. Renew your SOP again. You know what they are. Please, please, follow it strictly, because that is the only way. Now, yesterday, we had the vaccine. 942 people got the vaccine yesterday. But unfortunately, due to supply problems, Andy, I saw your news this morning, thank you very much, that it was lack of supply. I think it's a matter of shipment problem, it's a matter of what you call transportation thing. So I think the next shipment will come very, very soon. Anyway, I'm saying is this. The vaccine, the registration is still no good. I was informed that yesterday, between age was 75. Dr. Anwar said it this morning on the newspaper. It was 75 to 80. After 75, people were getting vaccinated. Now, I was informed yesterday around 11 and 12 and 1 p.m. There were very few people. What does it mean? It means maybe there are people not coming for vaccination, or it means that people are around the ages of after 75, many still have not registered. I am urging the residents. My mother is 87 years old. She went for vaccination yesterday. She had absolutely no issue today. I will continue to report and make it transparent so that everybody will know this. Now, I also want to say is this. As you know, SMC, Central Market, is closed. Actually, we were supposed to close for 2 weeks. But then when I said to approach DDMC and say, please don't close the market for so long, because I think we need to manage the market instead of just close it blindly for 2 weeks, because they are only essential service. So we applied and then got it approved that we only close 1 week. But I have some bad news. And then we still need to do more management. Yesterday, we got a report. I hope you all write for me. I can tell you, we have 4 positive cases. I mean, this is because it's closed for a few days already. Okay? So it closed on Saturday, right? Saturday was the 17th. 18th. 17th. Saturday the 17th of April. Okay. Now, yesterday, we got a report. We have 4 positive cases. This is Not after closing, because they did not operate after closing. We have 4. Now 3 were vegetable sellers on the level 1, and 1 is on level 2. There is also the food seller who is an assistant. The ones that are positive are all licensee for the vegetable sellers. This is the one. And then furthermore, we have one at Tapa Muhiba. Okay? Another assistant at Tapa Muhiba. So I would like this to tell people, if you go to Tapa Muhiba, tapao, don't sit in. It's a big risk right now. Yesterday, 96 cases in Sibu. That is 2 or 3 days ago. If you continue to sit out, you could be one of the statistics. This is what I'm saying. Life is, if you are 20, 30 years old, 40 years old, yes, you should be okay with COVID. If you get it, you may be asymptomatic. No problem. But think about this. Can you go home or not? Would you dare to go home? All the parents are so worried that they send their children to school, don't want to go send their children to school. I'm asking you, if you are a parent, you still sit in a coffee shop, you are not worried about passing this COVID to your children, then you shouldn't be worried about sending your kids to school. It's the same thing. So there is no logic there. Absolutely no logic. So I think if all the parents who are so worried about sending their children to school, you should not be sitting in a coffee shop. You should be taking precautions, like you have expressed your displeasure that the government open the schools. Because if you go to the coffee shop, look at the COVID trace, you are running, okay, you are entering a very dangerous place for getting COVID. Your likelihood of catching it is very high. And after you catch it, do you dare to go home and spread it to your wife, to your children? I'm talking about men, or spread it to your husband, or even your mother-in-law, your own parents. Think about it. Because our action have consequences. Okay? Have consequences. So I appeal to you. Coffee shop workers that stay at the floor above of the coffee shop, do they require to apply for movement permit? Yes, they need to. For those coffee shop, those people, I have a question here, post. Do coffee shop workers, is not a movement. This is not about movement. Police this SDDMC in Sibu is trying to control the number of people coming. We have less people, we hope that the infection will come down. Now, based on since 16, the lockdown is 16, is it? Starting 16, I just want to say, it's not very good news. Yesterday, we have in Sibu town, is 96. Day before yesterday is 88. The best one was the first day at 50 something. So it's going up. We run the risk of what? SDDMC, if they see this figure, do you think KKM, our 卫生局, our this health department, really take pleasure to lock this place down? Of course not. But doctors being doctors, they want to save lives. And so, I just hope that we need to work together. The government can only put forward regulation if the people keep going up against it. We could be still doing this by end of this year. So, through the reporters, I want to thank Andy, Lu Fang, and Monica and Philip, for listening in. And then hope you can bring the news to the people. Do you think Andy or 鲁芳你认为我要时常跟你们这样对话吗？这样 at least I can say I need to put the message out because it is very urgent right now. It doesn't look good in Sibu the train. It doesn't. Yeah, Monica 讲。
那个说小贩有3个，就是楼下小贩有3个，楼上是摊贩的那个助理。那他们是什么时候检测？是关闭之后才检测的吗？还是？
不知道，因为我跟你讲，我跟你这样讲这一次你也知道了，就是这个16号的事情就是说比较严格的这些管制令的时候，16号开始我们就看到为什么这个中央市场也要关了，你知道吗？所以后来我们才发现说，整个3月的时候我们有13个确诊的人，后来4月份的时候，我们还有4个，你知道吗？这个是为了就是16号之前所以你问我几时这些人去检验的，我们不知道，但是我只知道我们昨天收到这个报告，因为我星期五是跟 KKM 讲，我们要你立刻，如果有他们是有从这些就是市场有确诊的人你们在市议会的就是就是市场里面有中的，你要早点跟我们讲，所以我们可以早一点就是去处理这件事，好像去消毒啦等等，你知道吗？所以这一次这个4位是前几天检验的了，前几天才。
所以主席，你的意思是说，整个从4月1号到今天，全部就只有这4个
8
个，4再加4哇
，4再加4
，OK，
所以这4个是后来新加入新加的咯。
是新加的，因为我跟你这样讲，4个其中有1位是一个一般女孩子。他是确诊，但是我们找不到他的记录，因为他很久没有来已经几个月都没有来，因为他讲的那一个区已经差不多6个月议会没有开了，所以可能他确诊不是在这个市场那边确诊的你知道吗？但是其中3位我本身有打电话给1位，就是他是80岁的一个就是他不是licensee 的，只是在那边卖就是楼上2楼，他是卖什么饮料的。后来我有打电话，是他的孙子跟我讲我问他，你有确诊呢？他讲没有，他肯定是在就是中央市场祖母每天上班之后就回家，上班之后就回家，他80岁，你知道吗？所以这4位这个报告是昨天我们才收到的，但是现在市场是关的啦。 你知道吗？所以我们啊这一次就是说，因为这个好像啊市场很多这些确诊的人，我们第一改变啊要改变什么？就是说要 KKM 早点通知我们，所以我们啊现在不要整个啦市场，因为我们中央市场啊那么大，我们啊现在要把它分区，你知道吗？这一次我们开的时候，我们只有必需品的可以开。And this time, the only those who sell essential, just but those people, if they are selling baskets and whatnot, they're not allowed to open. Okay, this is the one thing because we want to follow SDDMC. Only essential services are allowed to open. Previously, when the market opened, everything opened. So I think we should follow the SDDMC to only allow those essential services like they are selling food or selling vegetables. Because I can why. If we continue to close the central market, the other markets will be very full. People still need to go to markets. So I also want to just close the zone. Say for example, these people they are positive this time. I will go and close the zone. We will sanitize it. We will close it for a few days instead of closing the whole market. Second thing, we want to, for this, we want to, for the hawkers, we want to require them to wear face masks and then face shield. And then all the food handlers, they need to wear gloves. Even those people on the ground floor that that sell the kueh, you know, all these are in the morning, they must wear gloves. I think these are the changes that we want to insist that these hawkers need to do. And this is not only for central market, for all the SMC market. Okay? So just in case I have to repeat myself again, we will only suggest this thing and then probably require them also for civic center. As you know, civic center is not an SMC market, it's a private market. Okay? But we will insist also that civic center, all the hawkers follow the same rules. Okay?
所以这是开回之后的新的新的严格的那种方式吗？
是吧？因为这个就是保护人去就是保护他们，也保护他们自己的，就是这样的，知道吗？好吗？因为我下午2点半还有开会，除了你们还有什么 ？Andy, do you have any more questions?
Yes. Just now you're proposing that the eateries should not serve dine-in.
I will express my view to SDDMC.
So you're proposing for how many weeks?
No, I'm not proposing. I'm suggesting to them because from the evidence of the COVID trace, you see, there are so many eateries with all the positive people in there. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because this is what I see. Every day you should take a note of all this. You see, they're all eatery. I'm looking at 17 right now. It's on my screen. You know, there are about 30. I think eateries are about 20 in the 30 that positive people go to. So I think this is one thing that dining in are not just in 7 zone, you know, the whole Sibu. There must be to stop this because all these you see, 18 yesterday, 19 continues, and these are outside the 7 zone. And then people continue to sit in coffee shop. So I would like to emphasize that I hope. So now I am addressing the Sibu public to tell them that if you sit in coffee shop, try not to. If you do, don't stay for too long. This is my message to everybody. Okay?
OK。
鲁芳，你有什么吗？ 你还在按哦。
OK， 没有问题了，没有问题。
没有问题啦。OK 啦 I would like to thank you because I need to prepare for my 2:30 meeting with the SDDMC. OK.
OK，Thank you。
好，Thank you。
你们啊，就是参与我们下午的就是Facebook 直播，因为我觉得现在啊，我们的疫情的情况也不是很理想，所以我要大家合作，我们要核心，不要一直啊开口就是说政府，因为政府可以就是再做更严格的条规，如果你们啊不合作不遵守这些，也没有用，我们的疫情啊继续的啊，就是会变得更糟，所以我就是跟大家讲，拜托你们啊，为了你自己康，为了你家庭人的健康，好，我们要遵守 SOP， 严格的遵守，这样的话，疫情在事物才会被控制。谢谢你们。
好，谢谢，
拜拜。
拜拜。